Picture living in a world where your joy isn't tied to how much love you get from others. Where looking for love, missing calls, and sweet texts don't shape how you feel. This isn't an old story, but a real thing you can have now. Stoicism, an old way of thinking that's still around, teaches us this. It shows us how to find peace and joy, no matter what's going on outside. But what does this have to do with wanting someone to miss you? In love and relationships, we often crave others' attention and love, thinking it's the key to our joy. Yet, Stoicism suggests a different way by focusing on improving ourselves, being emotionally strong, and loving the now without clinging. This way, we become more appealing and, funny enough, more likely to be missed. Today's video dives deep into the Stoic way of life and love. How? By taking up Stoic principles, we don't just better our lives, but also change our relationships in surprising ways. Stay with me as we look into how to make them miss you, not by playing games, but by being a source of self-sufficiency and happiness. And, as always, your support means everything to us. A simple but powerful way you can help is by hitting that subscribe button. It's a small act that means a lot. Please stick with us for the whole video. Each part is made to guide you towards a more fulfilling and stoic life. In our search for happiness, it's so easy to seek approval from others. We often judge our worth by how others react or think about us, especially in personal relationships. But what if I said there's a stronger, longer-lasting way to happiness? The Stoic way teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, while accepting what we can't control, like other people's feelings and actions. This doesn't mean being cold or unfeeling. It's about knowing that true peace and self-worth come from inside, not from someone else's opinion or attention. Think about it. When we base our joy on being missed or wanted by someone, we lose our power. We react to their actions or lack of, which can make us feel like we're on an emotional roller coaster. Stoicism gives us tools to get off this ride. By growing virtues like wisdom, bravery, fairness, and self-control, we build a strong, tough character that finds joy in self-growth and personal wins. This doesn't mean we stop caring about others. Stoicism doesn't say to cut off feelings, but to be emotionally strong. It pushes us to have healthy, meaningful relationships built on mutual respect and understanding, not on neediness or dependence. Moreover, by putting self-growth first, we naturally become more interesting and attractive to others. People are drawn to those who are confident, passionate about their goals, and happy with themselves. So, the less we try to make someone miss us, the more likely it is to happen, because we're living our best, truest lives. So, let's start shifting our focus from seeking approval to growing our inner world. Let's spend time learning new skills, trying new hobbies, and understanding who we are and what we stand for. This journey of self-growth is fulfilling on its own, but also makes us more admirable and, yes, missable to others. Remember, the goal of Stoicism is not to kill our wants or ignore our need for connection, but to remind us that our joy and worth don't rely on them. By grounding ourselves in Stoic principles, we can enjoy a life of peace, satisfaction, and true freedom. Let's embrace the Stoic way, focusing on self-growth and finding joy within ourselves. Because that's where true happiness lives. At the heart of Stoicism is knowing that our reactions to outside events are under our control, even if the events aren't. This idea is very empowering. It means we hold the key to our emotional state, giving us a freedom that's freeing. Emotional toughness, according to Stoicism, isn't about ignoring feelings or cutting off from the world. Instead, it's about seeing our emotions, understanding them, and choosing not to let them run our actions. The Stoics focused on what we can control and let go of what we can't. This isn't just a way to peace, it's a way to emotional toughness. When we stop letting outside things, like others' acts or social pressures, affect our happiness, we build a strong independence that's both deep and useful. This independence doesn't mean being alone. On the contrary, it lets us connect with the world from a place of strength and self-confidence. Think about emotional toughness in relationships. Stoicism teaches us that while we can love and care for others, our happiness shouldn't depend on their presence or approval. This view helps us build relationships on the basis of mutual respect and true connection, rather than dependence or fear of being alone. By growing emotional toughness, we can enjoy deep, meaningful relationships without losing ourselves in them. Furthermore, Stoicism's focus on living according to nature, accepting life's ups and downs, boosts our emotional toughness. It reminds us that change is the only constant, and that our ability to adjust to this change shows our strength. This adaptability doesn't come from being passive, but from actively engaging with our values, goals, and the chase of virtue. So, how do we grow this independence and emotional toughness? It starts with self-awareness, often thinking about our thoughts, emotions, and reactions to life's challenges. It involves practicing thankfulness, focusing on the now, and doing things that match our core values. And importantly, it needs us to question our views, asking if our emotional reactions are based on what's real now or old beliefs. By taking up Stoicism, we learn to handle life's storms, not by looking for shelter in others, but by being our own beacon.